Good afternoon and you're very welcome to the Fitzgerald Stadium. We're here for the 2011 Garvey Super Value County Senior Football Championship Final, and the reigning champions Dr. Crokes are up against Mid Kerry. Let's give you both lineouts. We'll start with Dr. Crokes, and they're playing as selected on the programme. In goal is Alan Kelly, a full backline of John Payne, Luke Quinn the captain, and David O'Leary. The half backline is Fionn Fitzgerald, Owen Brosnan and Shane Myers. At midfield it's Ambrose O'Donovan and Johnny Buckley. The half forward line is Andrew Kennelly, Dahi Casey and Brian Looney. Full forward line Colm Cooper, Kieran O'Leary and Jamie Doolan. Turning to Mid Kerry, two changes that are on the programme. Not there are Brendan Delaney and Gary Sayers. Coming into the side are Marcus Mangan and Donald Kelleher, and we believe there will be a few positional switches as well. But for the record, the team in full: Mike Moriarty is in goal. It's a full backline of Aaron Cahalan, Fergal Griffin and Ger Hartnett. Pat Kilkenny, Donncha Walsh and Bernard Murphy form the half back line. Midfield now will be Mike Burke and number 18 Donald Kelleher. The half forward line, Gary Sayers does not play at number 10. His place has gone to Marcus Mangan. 11 is Darren O'Sullivan, 12 is Sean O'Sullivan. The full forward line, Gavin O'Grady, Colm Kearns and Jerome Flynn. Referee is Paul Hayes from Kearns O'Rahilly's, and the respective captains have made the toss. Mid Kerry have won the toss, and I think they're going to play from left to right. A brilliant rendition of Our Honor sung by Arlie Sheehan from the Filemore Club. Tim, we were just mentioning the late Brendan Driscoll.
Yeah, you mentioned him, and what a name, I suppose since the late Liam Higgins. I suppose I was doing reports over the last couple of years in West Kerry competition, when he was always outstanding. He was one man, I suppose you'd always mention his name in a report, because he was their talisman, a great player, and just so unfortunate. His family must be devastated, but there's a huge togetherness back in Auniscall, and I suppose they'll be carried forward. But he left a nice legacy as far as football is concerned, Darny Gary, and Yeshtia Grevanam.
Certainly did indeed. The one positional switch that we were told about has happened, and that is Donncha Walsh has gone into the middle of the field on Johnny Buckley, but straight away it is Johnny Buckley to break away for Dr. Crokes. Crokes playing from right to left here in the first half. First ball inside to the corner forward position to Kieran O'Leary. Lot expected of this man this afternoon. He gets away brilliantly from Fergal Griffin. Kieran O'Leary's in on goal. It must be a goal for Dr. Crokes. It's a penalty. It's nothing. It's kicked into the net by Colm the Gooch Cooper after 19 seconds.
Yeah, Gary, that's absolutely massive. We've always talked about Kieran O'Leary all year. He's the outstanding club footballer. He proved it. There was only one thing in his mind there: cut into the square, have a chance of a shot. But who was on his shoulder? Colm the Gooch Cooper. What a start in this county final for the Dr. Crokes side.
Well, is it the earliest goal ever in the county final? It'll take a lot to beat 19 seconds, and that's when Colm Cooper struck, but it was all made by Kieran O'Leary, and Tim, the Mid Kerry supporters are not even in the ground yet.
Well, I tell you, what a dream start for any team, but to be fair, that's what Crokes are all about. At the start of the game, at the end of the game, these guys will try to penetrate any defence.
But very heavy clouds still over the Fitzgerald Stadium as Dahi Casey lines up this free. Colm Cooper leaving it to Dahi Casey, and Dahi Casey, I would think, shouldn't have much trouble with this. He's about 40 yards out from goal. He's right in front of the post, and he hasn't any trouble with that. After 14 and a half minutes, Tim, 1-2 to no score.
Yeah, very disappointed. I suppose Tim Coffey will be, I suppose, with the players on the Mid Kerry side. He'll be looking. They had their couple of wides there. I mean, just to settle them, like you say, and it's amazing what a point will do. But hopefully they'll, from their point of view, that they'll burst in and get that score just to settle them.
Dahi Casey gives it inside here now. They've no problem getting ball in, so they haven't Dr. Crokes at the moment. And again, there's live wire inside in this full forward line. Kieran O'Leary to Colm Cooper. Colm Cooper selling dummies left, right and centre, sides with the right boot. That's a peach of a point from Cooper.
Yeah, how many players can do that, Gary? We see it doing. He does it at county level. He does it for his club. I mean, class personified on the left and come back onto the right and look up. I mean, he scored many in that goals, and likewise on the other side of the field, he's just a class act.
Absolutely. Fergal Griffin plays it outside here now to Bernard Murphy, or not Bernard Murphy rather, he was the number 17, Marcus Mangan, and it's a free eventually for Mid Kerry. Lashing rain here now in the Fitzgerald Stadium. Marcus Mangan takes it back to Fergal Griffin. Not a day to be selling dummies, and a wet ball. Fergal Griffin would need to drive this one in if he can at all, possibly. Donncha Walsh peels away from him. This is Mangan, or this is Kelleher rather, Donald Kelleher. They still haven't gone past the midfield. This is poor play by Mid Kerry so far, I must say. Certainly not out of the top drawer book at all, and eventually it's gone through to Pa Kilkenny. Good run now by him. Is this the first score for Mid Kerry? It is, and it's taken a defender all the way to come up, Tim, and to score it.
Yeah, and what a great player. He's done it at minor level for his county, and we see him, and you need a bit of leadership, and that hopefully will settle them, the Mid Kerry side, because they need, actually there's a bit lacklustre county final at the minute, and Mid Kerry needed that, but it's a fright that the wing back has to come up and put it over the bar.
1-4 to 5 points. The watch tells us 9.5 minutes gone in this second half, and it's a cracking second half, and the wind is beginning to rise here now in the Fitzgerald Stadium. The flashlights go on over on the far side. Ambrose O'Donovan makes the run and gives it inside here now to Shane Myers. Inside is Brian Looney transferring it on now to Dahi Casey. He's only got one score so far, that's a free. He'll try and work it at the free. And Colm Cooper, this is the scorer in threat at the moment. 1-2 from play. Not going to be successful. Is the danger now? The goalkeeper has come away out off his line and he's lost it. Dahi Casey, surely goal for Dr. Crokes, but mistake by Mike Moriarty.
Oh, he was caught in no man's land there. Oh, a huge blow to Mid Kerry side there, and they tried to get men back, but it didn't work when your keeper is off his line straight away. And what a team. Crokes will always take advantage of that, Gary.
It was easy for us to talk up here, Tim, in the shelter, but I don't know where Mike Moriarty was going that time, because there was plenty of defenders back there.
Well, Gary, unless you're 110% of getting hold of that ball, you're better off staying back in your own line, and we don't have to tell players that. But a huge blow for Mid Kerry. And look at Paul Hayes, he blows the final whistle, Gary.
The final whistle is gone at the Fitzgerald Stadium, and Dr. Crokes are back as county champions, and a well-merited win in the end. 2 goals and 8 points to 9 points. Mid Kerry's downfall, Tim, was in the first half.
The first half, and fair enough, they conceded that goal, but I thought they'd move on from that, and a good response or a good reply. But you look up the scoreboard, only having a point in that first half. That was very disappointing as far as they're concerned. But you have to have, Crokes are the best in the business, and I tell you, Gary, county champions, fair enough, their name is on that cup now, but to be fair, they'll give the club championship if they can stay together a right good rattle, because a lot of players like Johnny Buckley, they're maturing at pace.
Well, they are indeed. That's it from us here in the commentary box. You'll have plenty more interviews to follow, of course. Thanks to Tim Moynihan, who've been here with us. And the final score in Killarney in the county final is 2 goals and 8 points to Dr. Crokes, 9 points to Mid Kerry.
It's a proud day for me to stand up here today on behalf of all the boys in the club's 125th year anniversary and be the first Crokes team to go back to back in nearly 100 years. And a few thank yous to get through. I'd like to thank our sponsor, the County Championship Derby Super Value. The Fitzgerald Stadium for having the team defeated to top condition, the county board. I'd like to thank Paul Hayes, his linesmen, umpires, all officials. I'd like to thank our own sponsors, the O'Donovan family and legal. Our chairman, Vince Casey, he came on board a few years ago and he's looked after us very well. Thanks very much, Vince Boy. Our backroom team, Ruth, Yana, and Brian O'Callaghan. Our management team, in the ward, Tony O'Leary, Dennis Coleman, and the man who delivered in 2000, delivered last year, and by God he delivered again, Harry O'Neill. I want to give this good shout to all our supporters out there, the black and amber, give us a roar. I want to thank our own panel of players, especially the guys that run out today. They're up training every week. Fair play to us, give them a good applause. And last but not least, the Mid Kerry team, who put in a serious effort. They're a great team and I'm sure they're back again. 3 cheers. Hit, hit.